So you're considering investing in real estate here in Mexico, specifically in the Riviera Maya where we're located. One of the first questions that we get as a real estate brokerage here is, can I actually own property in Mexico? The answer to that question is very simple, yes. And the Mexican government has actually gone through great lengths to ensure that it is a safe and secure process. So foreign investors are welcome investing into Mexico. In fact, a little known fact is that Mexico has the most free trade agreement signed of any country in the world. So they are definitely open to you investing here in Mexico. Now, historically speaking, Mexico had outlawed foreigners owning residential property within what we call the restricted zone. And that is 31 miles from the coast or 62 miles from the border. Now, instead of amending the Constitution, what they created was the fideicomiso in 1973. That fideicomiso is a bank trust. Now, it is very similar to a living trust in the United States, whereby the bank is the fiduciary bank. They are the steward of the trust, and you and whomever you designate are the beneficiaries of that trust. Now, you can do whatever you want with the property held within that trust. You can rent it, sell it, improve it, demolish it, whatever your plans are. As long as you are up to date with those trust fees, you can do whatever you want with it. That is fine. Now, that bank trust is good for 50 years. And at that time, you would then just renew the trust for another 50 years. The trust is also not an asset of the bank. If the bank's trust department, for whatever reason, were to not exist anymore, that trust would just be transferred to another fiduciary bank to serve as its steward. So the nice thing about it is it kind of serves like a living will here in Mexico for your real estate, and whomever you designate as beneficiaries would just take over that trust in the unfortunate event of a death of the primary beneficiary. Setting up a fideicomiso all in costs about $2,500. That includes a $1,500 setup fee, a $500 registration fee, as well as your first annual payment for the trust, which, depending upon the bank, ranges between $500 and $800 per year. Now, the other way that you can own real estate here in Mexico is through a Mexican corporation. The only reason that we would recommend that for our investors is if they're planning on owning a whole portfolio of properties or they're buying land to develop that. In the case of a corporation, it costs about $1,500 to set up, and then there's a monthly accounting and tax filing that you have to do, as well as a end of year filing, and it costs about $100 per month. Regardless of whether you decide to use a fideicomiso or a Mexican corporation to take title on real estate here in the Riviera Maya, we're going to refer you to an amazing real estate attorney, and they're going to walk you through the entire process and ensure that is a safe and secure transaction.